This is Sims, and we are back with more Calyrex Malice Unlimited, and we are just picking up where we left off. I believe we're in Chapter 3 of Okazaki's route? I don't know. We're back in our perspective, and we're getting a cute little emoji from, well, a little sticker from Okazaki, so there you go. That's where we are. Let's eat them together soon. I can work hard today now that you've given me energy. Let's eat them together. Eat what? Wait, what? Huh? While walking to work, I stopped in my tracks, blinking at the text message. He wants to eat them? With me? What's them? Did I forget? Oh. I bought the cookies because I thought Okazaki would like them, but I didn't really have any desire to eat any myself. After all, they were Pike and Chocolate favorite cookies. Oh, right, we sent him the picture. Okay. That itself was a culinary accomplishment, but I couldn't even imagine what they tasted like. Chocolate fish? Maybe they'll be better than those fly agaric chips that he was eating last time. What's agaric? Agaric? Fly agaric chips? A snack that accurately recreates the taste of the fly agaric mushroom. Fly agaric, or Amanita muscaria? Muscaria? Can be fatal if eaten, but parboiling it twice and draining off the water, the toxins are supposedly broken down. Kei Okazaki has deemed this his recent favorite, but it's strangely addictive, so he wonders if there's something extra in the ingredients. Gross. It sounds more disgusting because you're like flies, but it's a mushroom. Okay, mushroom chips. That seems kind of still gross to me, but I don't like mushrooms, so. You know you've been dying to know what they taste like. We faithfully recreated the taste with none of the toxicity. Oh, no, okay, so that was actually, I'm not him saying that probably. I remembered wondering if that provocative sales pitch was actually intended to be serious. Okay, I thought it was him saying that. Hoshino? Yanagi, long time no see. It's been a while, yeah. Are you heading to work? Yes. You have business at the station today? Yeah, I met an old acquaintance. Apparently something's going down at the central office. Haiji Yanagi was a former police detective who worked with me on the X-Day investigations. He was now working as a private investigator. I was happy to see him again after such a long time. Knowing you, I'm sure you've been handling all your work affairs without any problems. But how's your personal life? Are things going well with Okazaki? Yes, thanks in large part to you. Sorry for all the trouble he caused back then. I know he can be a handful, but I've gotten used to Okazaki's personality now. I see. Good. He can be a headache, but he's a good guy. Though I'd never be able to stand seeing him all the time. And the way he always showed up in our office without asking stressed me out. I feel like that's just a... Like, I get him so hard there. Like, please, God, don't just show up at my fucking house. Plan in advance. I ran into Sasazuka recently, too, and he said something similar. Imagine what it's like to have that idiot brag to you about his relationship every time you run into him. It sounds like that Sasazuka's doing all right at HQ. Sounds like that Sasazuka's... That's a weird thing to say. I mean, I'm sure that's what they said, but it's just... Because normal people... Most normal people don't. Like, that Sasazuka. Oh, that Josh. He's a funny guy. But it's still weird. I mean, it's a thing. People do it, but it just... I don't know. You just realize how weird it is when you're saying, that Sasazuka. Anyway. Sasazuka had rejoined the police force after the resolution of the X-Day cases and was now working at police headquarters. Apparently, he sometimes met up with Okazaki for lunch, and they were unexpectedly quite friendly with each other. I think Sasazuka is more of a fucking cinnamon roll than he wants to pretend. All I can imagine is Sasazuka making that annoyed expression, though. I'm pretty sure that's his perma-face. When he smiles at us, it's like, wait, where'd you get that? That's cute. Where'd you get that? Did you borrow that? Is that a mask? Did you steal someone's face? Did you take their face off? Yunagi's eyes wrinkled in nostalgia at the mention of comrades that we had braved a storm with. And we've all forged bonds with each other under fire. Feel free to ask us if you ever need help. Thank you. I think I'll be fine for now. Okazaki seems busy, though. He seemed really pumped up for a big mission he's on. Hoshino? Oh, sorry, he seems so tired, so I'm worried about him. And during the X-Day cases, he was tasked to monitor us under the guise of providing protection. And so now he's back at his original job, doing it for real? Yes, I think so. It's just... He seems to be pushing himself really hard, taking on more than he can handle. Sorry, I feel like I've become such a wet blanket lately. Is something bothering you? I wouldn't say it's bothering me, just... Yanagi watched me patiently with gentle eyes. I felt that they beckoned me to say more, and I slowly opened my mouth. Before you said that being in the SP is a career where you have to cast aside all doubts. Yeah? What if... What if your family was in danger while you were protecting a VIP? Anyone would waver in that situation. Not the SP, though. The SP were supposed to cast aside even their own lives for the sake of their mission. Okazaki was no exception to that obligation. He'd been a decisive man from the day I'd met him, ready to do away with any unnecessary emotions. But he was different now. I got the feeling that he was always struggling to keep his emotions in check. Those feelings weren't directed inward, but at me. Now he seems like he's pushing himself to stay focused compared to how he used to be. I knew that I was at least partially responsible for this change. When we had raided the Adonis hideout, I'd taken a bullet meant for him. Perhaps witnessing that had caused him to demand more of himself. I was hopeful that he'd learn and grow from the experience, but instead he was forcing himself not to think about his feelings. It's hard to put this into words, but he looks like he's afraid of failure because he realizes that he has more to lose. I must be worrying too much. In reply, Yanagi quietly answered, His resolve's been shaken, huh? And that's not an easy problem to solve. If forced to weigh the lives of his family against his mission, an SP officer would always choose the mission. But people aren't machines. No matter how capable of an agent he is, he can't completely shut off his emotions. Yes, I know. This isn't something that a third party can answer, but what I can say is, if he has something precious to him and can make the right choice in the heat of the moment, it'll be a step towards his true self. What do you mean? It's not a case where he has to choose one or the other. He can choose both. It's the simplest yet most difficult choice. I know this sounds high-minded, but I've been struggling with a similar problem for a long time. I can empathize with Okazaki. A similar problem? Perhaps in his previous job as a police detective, Yanagi had been faced with a conflict between his job and his personal feelings. Still, to hear that Okazaki, of all people, is getting sentimental, a man sure can change. Yanagi smiled as he murmured, as if the notion pleased him. Whoops. I shouldn't keep you. You'll be late for work. Thank you. If we have time, let's meet up again. And please take care of yourself and have a good day at work. If there's anything I can do for you as a police officer, feel free to let me know anytime. All right. I know that I can count on you when the time comes. Even though I'm no longer with the police, my desire to protect the peace of Shinjuku hasn't changed. Right. Fancy party. 4:22, 8:15 p.m. Fancy party, fancy party. This is where we get to see our boyfriend. And oh, you know what? She's probably going to be, like, they're not going to show her. Or if they do, she's going to be wearing her same fucking outfit. I'm just saying. Give me a fucking break. I feel like a fish out of water. And if Sakuragawa shows up here wearing her fucking police uniform at this fancy party, come on, can we get cheaper? Give the sprites new clothes. It hadn't been the first time I had muttered that to myself since coming to the party. It was evening, after I'd left work. Sakuragawa and I had come to an incredibly posh residential district of Tokyo. Wearing our police uniforms, I guarantee you. This extravagant party was being held in a towering mansion that I couldn't even imagine living in. It was definitely a celebration worthy of a grand business deal. What am I doing here? When we'd arrived, a world-class pianist off to the side was playing, filling the venue with refined melodies. 3-star Michelin chefs were apparently catering the event, and even the welcome drinks were of the highest quality. Lifestyles of the rich and famous indeed. That had been our first thought upon setting foot in this plush venue. Good evening. Would you care for a flute of champagne? No, thank you. I politely declined and hurried away from the server. I was wearing a wine-red cocktail dress with lacy embroidering around the chest area. I'd rented it from a respectable shop with the intent of being appropriately dressed for this gala event. But it was clear everyone else around was dressed a cut or two above. Sakuragawa...
My hobbies? Well, I must say that I feel I'm quite skilled in my ability to judge people.
Oh, I could say the same of myself. In fact, one could say that people watching is my job.
Oh my.
I can't laugh like her. I'm sorry, I can't do her voice right now. Your job is analyzing crime scenes, not people. Sakuragawa had declared that she would be in top form and was holding court with the men all around with aplomb. She's imitating Mukai. Supposedly I came along to keep her company, but she seemed to be doing more than fine on her own. Great, we're going to be like a wallflower. We're going to be standing against a wall, hiding in a corner, and some creep's going to come up on us. I didn't want to cramp her style, so I had started wandering aimlessly around the venue. Yeah, so like Sakuragawa, it's nice. Oh, please come with me, because I don't want to stand there looking weird by myself if I'm not talking to people. But then you're talking, so now I'm standing there weirdly by myself. And I'm going to get hit on. Yeah, and then something's going to happen at this. Okazaki's going to, and then he's going to try to defend, and he's going to You can see where this is going, right? It's going to be like a whole drama. Who does he save? The VIP or me? Oh no! You know. The first and second floors of the mansion opened into a garden, and guests were happily chatting in small groups. Or he's going to save the VIP because that's his job and not us, and then it's going to cause a rift because we're going to be like, why didn't you try to save me? Instead of being understanding. I don't know. Crazier shit's happened, so I'm just saying, you never know. Your work behind the camera has been amazing. I hope we can work together again. Like, actor? If I'm not mistaken, that man by the wall is the lead actor in that drama that airs on Mondays. Hey, someone notify the staff. The seat isn't ideal for the guest of honor to greet people. Those decorative plants would be far better placed on the balcony. Everyone that I saw was living a lifestyle that was far removed from my own. I've really got a lot of asshole voices. Oh, I'm being posh and stuff. Excuse me, Muffy. I got a lot of those. Then, my eyes caught on a stern-faced man with slicked-back hair standing off to one side. He wore a navy blue suit and a red tie. At his side was a ballistic-resistant attaché case, and a familiar badge was pinned to his lapel. That's an SP officer. Close by, I spotted several other people, similarly outfitted. Congratulations, Chairman. That was a magnificent speech. If you should ever pay our country a visit, we'll be sure to take good care of you. I look forward to a long and fruitful relationship. A man who appeared to be a foreign VIP was speaking with what looked like a company president. They were surrounded by other foreign-looking men. That must be his security detail. I wondered if Okazaki might be here. I looked around curiously when... I'm going to get accosted. Well, 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 what have we here? Creepy dude. A hand suddenly rested on my shoulder, causing me to stiffen. Are you here with anyone tonight, miss? A man in an expensive-looking suit oogled me lasciviously. I can't say that. I don't know why I can't read that word. Anyway, his face and breath both displaying obvious signs of sustained alcohol consumption. Please let go of me. Whoops! You'll have to forgive me. I just couldn't help letting a beautiful lady like yourself be all alone. The man didn't show any signs of letting go of my arm. Instead, he tried to pull me even closer to him by my waist. I could have shaken him off by force, but I didn't want to cause any trouble for Sakuragawa, and it wouldn't be good to cause a commotion here. What should I do? Kick him in the nuts. Uh-oh. Caviar, truffles, foie gras? Foie gras? Foie gras. That's hard to say. Anyway. The three great delicacies of the world, all in one room. Man, I'm starting to drool just looking at it all. See, he's not... You know the fancy suit that they said they were wearing, and he looks like a rumpled fucking mess. We're supposed to pretend he's in this fancy work suit, but he's in a rumpled fucking mess suit. All I'm saying. Control yourself, Yoshinari. SP training molded us so that we'd be able to forego eating or drinking unless it was a necessity. Yeah, I'm just saying. Yoshinari and I patrolled the venue, symbiotically covering each other's blind spots. We were tasked with the security of the ambassador, but given the precarious political situation at home, he'd brought along a group of his personal bodyguards. In addition, there were a number of veteran SP officers deployed around the premises. The security was tight enough that any approach would be difficult, and it wasn't necessary for us to be with the principal. We'd been ordered to patrol. A8 reporting in, nothing to report. I keyed my microphone as I slowly scanned the area. Then Yoshinari froze. Did you see something? That's the director of Southeast Securities. Do you know them? Are they famous? More like infamous. They've done a number of hostile takeovers of rival companies, and there's been rumors that they're mixed up with dirty money. He's also got quite the rep for having dozens of mistresses. Huh. You follow celebrity gossip? Well, he's hitting on your girlfriend. The tabloids are my favorite books. I followed Yoshinari's gaze, spying a man in a gaudy suit talking to what appeared to be a female guest. Or rather, He was hitting on her in the shadow of a pillar near a wall. The man was positioning himself so that prying eyes couldn't easily see them, so he doesn't know it's me. So he's a habitual offender, eh? Are you gonna stop him? We can't afford to have an incident break out. Go inform the staff, Yoshinari. You came to this party because you wanted to meet some high rollers, right? No, let go of me! You were after the crown jewel of this party. Your search is over. Come on, baby. I'll treat you real nice. Excuse me, do you have business with my date? The man moved with a practiced motion to hide the woman behind him. I'd also concealed my SP badge and approached him with a smile. No, you didn't. Because you're clearly wearing your work uniform. Your normal one. Who the hell are you? Now that's rather rude. Obviously, I'm her husband. I heard the woman behind him gasp in confusion. I didn't mean to cause her trouble, but it was a convenient lie for the situation. I'd ask for her forgiveness later, but it's actually me. That's funny. Husband? She's not wearing a ring. Again, I've told her to wear it when she goes out, but she never listens. Something about it affecting her violin playing. So, if you've offended my wife, I'd appreciate it if you'd apologize. Nothing of the sort. We were just making small talk. If you'll excuse me. I watched the lech storm off in a huff and sighed. If we attract attention, it would make it easier for anyone with ill intent to slip by. You should keep an eye on the crowd's movements. Oh, pardon me. That was just a lie to get him to leave you alone. We've already informed security. Please enjoy the rest of the party. Does he not recognize me? No, never mind that. You're Okazaki, aren't you? How do you know my... Wait a minute. This voice is... I turned around, bewildered, and my eyes went wide. Okay. Spacey? That's the weirdest fucking thing that makes no sense. I mean, I get it. The guy's blocking me. He's like, yeah, and he turns around and he's not looking at the girl. Like, he doesn't realize. And he's like, but he's kind of like, but he's still doing his job. He's casing the joint, right? He's not paying attention to me standing behind him. And then he's like, yeah, sorry, I told him we were married, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, Okazaki? You're Okazaki, right? Unless she's like, you are Okazaki, right? Like, how do you not like, I mean, I guess it's in the way she says it, but like, you wouldn't say that if you were standing there and your boyfriend came up, whatever, didn't realize it was you. You're like, sweetie? Like, you wouldn't be like, you're my boyfriend, right? Like, you wouldn't say that to him. You wouldn't be like, you're Okazaki, right? Like, as if you only had heard of him before. You're sleeping with the man. That's the weirdest fucking thing to say. I feel like that's a fucked up translation, because there's like no way she actually said that. Like, you know? I feel like it was supposed to be like, Okazaki? Like, question mark, like, hello? Like that kind of a thing. Not, you're Okazaki, right? Like, I feel like I've heard about you. I was like, did Sakuragawa slip through? And because I'm sure it was me. I get he didn't recognize us because he wasn't paying attention. He didn't see us and then his back was turned, so. That's me. She completely transformed. So much so that I didn't even recognize her at first. That's kind of, I mean, you should have been like, I get it, but at the same time, she was adorned in a stunning red dress that exposed her back. Her hair was done up and ornamented with a flower that was the same vibrant color. I didn't think you'd be working here, but you seriously saved me. The man was so persistent. She bowed, causing her hair to shift out of place, exposing her lovely pale nape. She looked like a completely different person, but this was my beloved, without a doubt. I felt ashamed. Had I really failed to recognize my girlfriend just because she dressed up? I mean, yeah. Oh, Kazaki, I brought the staff. Sorry, Yoshinari's calling me, so I need to get back to work. Right, sorry for keeping you. Good luck with the job. Try not to get cornered by any more drunks. I let the staff take care of the rest and rejoined Yoshinari. Doesn't even say, like, later she'd be like, you looked gorgeous. Like, a proper man would probably, I mean, I guess he was too stunned, but it would have been like, are they thinking about how hot you look all night? Walk away, what? You're like, okay. Instead of you just left your girlfriend and she's like, oh, you didn't even tell me I look good. Great, thanks, whatever, dick. Guess they can patrol for other boyfriends. I mean, you're not going to do that, but like, you want to rev her engine up, that's when you just lean over like, Yeah, just say something sexy about how hot she looks and then just walk away, and then she's like, "Ah," you know, I'm just saying. He walked toward me, grinning ear to ear for some reason. Damn, sir, I was watching. Smooth moves. But if Oshino finds out that you were hitting on a hot babe like that, you'll be in for a real ass-kicking at home. Hey, sir, you know that was a joke, right? Thanks. Huh? I just feel relieved that I'm not the only idiot here. It's like, thanks. Here, because you didn't realize it's her either. I pinched my cheeks and started walking again, a confused Yoshinari following in my wake. And the sight had stunned me so utterly I hadn't been able to come up with any compliments. I mean, that's true. Like, your normal self, you might put on makeup or dress up, but you don't go to a gala-level event. If you were going to a gala-level event, the full works, makeup, hair, gown, you were going to look like... It's kind of like the beauty gurus, right? On, like, TV. You see that, here's all my gorgeous makeup, and you're like, wow. If you saw them without their makeup, you'd be like, the fuck? Because that's the way we normally look. The fuck. We all look that way, okay? You put on a ton of makeup, and if you're not used to seeing someone with, like, all the makeup, all the hair, all the gown, everything, you're like, whoa, holy shit, what the hell? It's like a whole different person. Really is, so. Kind of understand it, but at the same time, did we get our makeup professionally done? Maybe. I could have said that the dress looked great on her, or that she was lovely. The thought that something this small could shake me so badly surprised even myself. It had been far too dastardly of an ambush. Yeah, you didn't say anything to me, and now I'm just kind of questioning how intelligent you are. I took a deep breath, reminding myself to focus on the mission, and resumed my patrol. Yoshinari and I split up, and I headed upstairs to patrol the upper floor. From a balcony, I peered down on the atrium and spotted Spacey wandering the floor. I suddenly felt a pang of anxiety seeing her in that state. No, don't think about it. What if a disaster like the one 2 years ago happened again today? Would I be able to protect both the ambassador and Spacey? If I had to decide between one or the other, would I be able to fulfill my duty? That's the thing, it's your job. We put him in a hard place. This is all going to come down, right? This isn't the time to let myself get distracted. I have to focus on the mission. Like, you are on a job. This is not personal. This is a job. You need to do your job. We need to understand that. That, like, if we get injured, it's like, no, you did your job. Your job is to protect that man, not me. Like, if your job is, like, make sure he's protected and then you worry about other people, but you're not there for anybody else. You are not like, well, we're security people. We're here to protect everyone. You were there specifically for that guy. The rest of us can go fuck ourselves. It sucks, but that's the job. Like, I pressed my lips tight and looked around, and something caught my eye. There was a man standing by a window watching his surroundings and not joining any of the crowds. He wasn't the only person not chatting with anyone, but I found it strange that he wasn't eating or drinking anything either. He's wearing brand name clothes, but doesn't look like he's used them, and they don't look custom tailored either. And the way he's looking around shows that he isn't worried about being seen by other guests, but by security guards or surveillance cameras. I keyed my mic, taking care to keep my movements subtle so as not to tip off the man. And this is Okazaki, suspicious man spotted near area B-17. Yes, he's out of view of the cameras. Please check him against the guest list. Understood. I'll keep an eye on him. That's when you grab your phone and you just pretend you're on your phone talking to someone, or like, you know. I received orders over my radio and began tailing the man discreetly. He's got like an earpiece, I'm assuming. Then the man checked his wristwatch, then started walking towards a balcony. I hugged the wall and kept my footsteps silent, trying to get a viewing angle on the balcony he had gone to. I saw the man leaning over the edge, reaching for a flower pot. Can I help you, sir? If there's anything you're looking for, I can assist you with that. Oh, no, it's nothing, just a little tipsy, so I came up for some air. I see. You are looking a little pale. As I smiled and approached the man, he subtly shifted, positioning himself to hide the decorative plant behind him. My eyes narrowed. Dracanias? Dracanas? I don't know if that's how you say that, but anyway. Those dracanas, I don't know, are very pretty. And the leaves look healthy and the petals are so vibrant. Yeah, I'm sure they're well cared for.
Do you think so?
I'm not quite so sure, though. I slowly closed the distance to the man who had a dubious and confused expression.
The Dracana plant is sensitive to sunlight, so I doubt anyone would purposely place a healthy one on a balcony.
Plus, who would ever get to see it in such a remote corner? Don't touch it! When I reached for the plant... Oh. I thought he was saying that. Okay, see, because they put it in the rub book. When I reached for the plant, the man snapped at me. I slowly withdrew my hand and looked at him. What's the matter? Sorry, I think the organizers put it here, so it's probably best if it stays here. He was acting in such an obvious, suspicious manner that it was impossible to ignore. However, he was an invited guest, and I couldn't lay a hand on him without good cause. I chose my next words carefully, my entire body on the edge. Uh-oh. I walked lazily around the party, taking in the sights. Yoshinari was standing by the entrance and didn't look like he had noticed me. Meanwhile, I'd lost sight of Okazaki. Maybe he's stationed somewhere else. That had been an utter surprise. It was an amazing coincidence that I had been invited to the same event that he was working at. When I recalled his stunned expression, it made me feel giddy inside. Okazaki was here. That was enough to warm my chest and soothe the uneasiness I'd been feeling on account of being so out of place at this event. Oh, right. Where did Sakuragawa go? Just as I murmured that, I received a phone call. Why are you calling me, though? Hello, Sakuragawa, where...
Sorry, Hoshino, I just got called in.
What? Is there a crime scene? I hadn't been informed, so the police were most likely not short on personnel. On the other end of the line, Sakuragawa sighed loudly in disappointment.
No, I didn't even get to try the A5 Wagyu. What a waste.
I thought you'd be more upset about losing this chance to catch a man.
Of course I'm upset about that, too. Anyway, I'm really sorry. You should stay as long as you want.
Okay, good luck at the scene. You're not here, and I'm just walking around bored out of my mind. I'm leaving. Before I finished, she had already hung up. I imagined Sakuragawa sprinting out of the venue in her party dress. Honestly, that was a more fitting image of her than seeing her trade pleasantries with socialites. Though we really didn't get chances like this often, so I decided to spend a little more time at the party before going home. I'd go home. I don't like parties, and then just standing there by yourself, you're like, okay. I started walking around again when suddenly... There was a buzz and a snap, then all of the lights went out. What the... Is there a power outage? Yoshinari, you had one job! Check the power! Ladies and gentlemen, please stay calm. We're starting the backup generators. Just stay where you are and please don't panic. A blackout? I peered around the darkened venue while obeying the staff's instructions. A random power outage was no big deal, but if Okazaki and the other SP were here, then they might have been anticipating this. Don't tell me... This is when we get the fuck out. Damn it! As the lights flickered out, the man turned over the flower pot. Not yet. Just a little more. I need to catch you red-handed. In the scattered soil, there was something that looked like a bag. And there was a metallic sound from within the bag, and I moved as soon as I realized what was inside. The opponent hadn't drawn a weapon yet. In this darkness, at this range, I could... Gah! Close combat was the swiftest option. I kicked the man's hand away from the bag and dropped an elbow on his back. The man stumbled, giving me a chance to twist his arm and force his head to the ground. Here's the thing, it's not even if they were like, oh my god, you tackled a guest and like, how dare you, he was innocent. What the fuck was he hiding in a flower pot? Even if it was drugs, it's like he's hiding no unsuspicious person hides shit in a flower pot. That's fucking suspicious. Unless you're like, that's where I had my money so that burglars don't check it. That's like one thing, but that's in your own house. You're not doing that at a fucking fancy party. This is some suspicious shit, okay? Like he was digging around in a flower pot that doesn't belong there. What exactly are you planning? Are you behind the blackout? What are you talking about? Don't play innocent with me. The circuit breaker is checked on a regular schedule, so I doubt you planted a device on it in advance. Someone would have to go and disable the power manually, meaning that you have friends here. The man ground his teeth, then his lips twisted into a defiant grin. You're right, I do. I'm just here as a decoy. You really have time to be messing with me? Right about now, something should be happening downstairs. Knock him out. I felt the heat rise to my head in response to the man's taunts. Right now, Yoshinari and the ambassador were in the courtyard, as well as Spacey. The SP had a tight cordon around the ambassador, and Yoshinari would probably be fine, but... Don't waver. What's wrong? Don't you have someplace to be? I'm here to protect someone. What if a gunfight breaks out downstairs? To protect someone important to me. I won't fall for such obvious taunts, you know. I shook my head in an exaggerated motion inside. You had a gun hidden inside that flower pot, didn't you? From the sounds, it seems more like you've got 5 in there. 1 or 2 guns would make sense, but I'd say 5 is a bit too much firepower for a mere decoy, eh? The entrances are tightly screened, so you must have gone through some trouble to smuggle in those weapons in advance. I'd say your job is to get those weapons to your friends, rather than just be a decoy. You're an important part of the plan. That was why it would have been disastrous to play into his provocations and run downstairs. My colleagues were already there anyway, so the ambassador's security was tight. Thinking on your... Good job! Don't be panicked just because we're here. Good boy, I'm proud of you. The wiser choice would be to stay here and secure the weapons. Damn you! I wasn't a detective by trade and knew that my deductions were probably full of holes. Yet the shifty, hostile way in which this man was acting gave me more than enough reason to apprehend him. A move and I'll break the arm. You're staying right here until my backup comes. I kept the man pinned and under a watchful eye as I allowed myself to slowly calm down. It's going to be okay. Spacey be able to handle herself. I knew how strong she was, having firsthand witnessed how she had survived those harrowing months of X-Day killings. With the fucking poison collar on. Bitch, I'm pretty good at shit. The lights seemed to have gone out for about 4 or 5 minutes. Before long, the backup generators kicked in and the people in the hall were visibly relieved. I wonder what all that was. The power outage had clearly been unnatural, and there had been a commotion in one section of the hall where the SP had gathered. If anything happens, I wonder if there's anything I can do to help. I looked around for the source of the commotion and decided to make my way towards it. Everything's gonna be alright, miss. The trouble's already taken care of. A familiar figure called out to me. Oh, Yoshinari. Yes? How do you know my... Is that you, Miss Hoshino? What happened, Yoshinari? I didn't comment on his obvious surprise. Yoshinari nodded. Well, it's more like we stopped it before it happened. Thanks to Okazaki, I think we've nipped it in the bud. Okazaki did something? Yeah, he was super pumped up today, and that seems to have paid off. I was curious about what the incident had been, but I was relieved to know that it had been resolved. Yoshinari looked me up and down, grinning broadly. By the way, you look absolutely gorgeous today. Thank you. My boyfriend didn't tell me, but thank you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. No, I'm totally serious. Man, he really doesn't deserve... I'm back. Goodbye, Yoshinari. Yeah, my foot! Sir, you're stepping on my foot! Keep it down, would ya? I'd be embarrassed if your screaming spoiled this fancy party. Okazaki, what happened with the power outage? I'll tell you more later, but my job's basically done here. The senior officers are going to escort the principal home. Oh, so can we go home now? Yeah, I've already reported in. Public security will take care of the investigation and interrogation. Oh, cool. I thought it was going to be way more dramatic, but... Roger that. I'm going to take full advantage of my break then. I'll head out first. Enjoy the rest of the night, you two. Yoshinari departed the scene in a hurry, perhaps out of consideration for us. Okazaki sighed in exasperation that took my hand with a smile. Shall we find a more quiet place to chat, madam? Sorry I couldn't stay with you the whole time. Are you okay? Yeah, there was a blackout, but it's not like anyone panicked. I stepped out into the balcony, letting the cool breeze caress my face. The spring wind soothed away the anxious emotions of the night. Damn it. Huh? What's wrong? Yoshinari went and said what I'd been hoping to say all night. What about Yoshinari? You look incredible in that dress. I always think you're cute, but right now you're like a brilliant spring blossom. Well, spring blossom. And under this moonlight, you're even more beautiful. It's like I'm looking at a princess. Oh, you. Flattery will get you nowhere, you know. What about a kiss? Not here. Girl, just kiss your boyfriend! After we get home, then. Gosh, you're lovely. I wish that you'd only look like this for me. If I'd known that I was going to see you, I would have tried to look even better.
Whoa, you're already showing a lot of skin, but you're saying you'd be even bolder?
It's not about the amount of skin I'm showing.
I'm not sure I can hold myself back after seeing you in such a provocative outfit.
My back is showing. Yes. You're showing your wrists. Oh, scandalous. I love it.
I feel like locking you away in my own personal museum.
That's not a very good joke.
Because it wasn't meant to be one.
Oh, come on.
I mean, I know I said that I wanted to see you in a dress, but I didn't think it would happen so soon.
Same here. If it were up to me, I wish we could have met somewhere quieter. We both laughed. Okazaki looked up at the moon. For a while, there was a comfortable silence.
I'll be honest, when the blackout happened, I was a little nervous.
Right now, he was whispering in a tone that sounded a little more pathetic than he usually did.
My heart was telling me to run straight to you, even though I knew it couldn't do that. But
Okazaki, you're going to make me angry.
Huh? You didn't want me to come to you?
No, it's the other way around. Why are you acting so apologetic? Did you think I'd be happy to see you abandon a duty that's so important to you? I don't want to be someone who gets in the way of her beloved when he's trying his best on an important mission.
Spacey.
Actually, I'm relieved with how this turned out. I think I would have been disappointed if you had run straight to me.
You're right. Yeah, that's definitely the woman I fell in love with.
Yeah, I'd scold and lecture you and tell you to get back to work.
You're acting like a wife.
I took a step towards Okazaki and touched his arm. Well, I'm just saying. Don't worry. I know how you feel. You had faith that I'd be all right, didn't you?
Yeah.
Thank you for your trust.
I should be the one saying that. Thanks for believing in me.
Okazaki avoided my eyes, sighing as he looked up at the moon. He looked slightly pained. Then he spoke slowly.
For a long time, I haven't really been able to talk to people seriously. I don't do it on purpose, but a part of me never thinks that I can really engage with other people, and I close myself off from them. I think that I've never really trusted anyone or allowed them to trust me. A lot of girls told me that they couldn't figure out what I'm thinking. Makes sense, doesn't it? It's because I never opened up to them. But on this mission, when I started to feel lost, I knew that I could trust you. I didn't try to protect you just to satisfy my own ego or gain anything for myself. I found myself wanting to trust you and to trust that you'd believe in me. I didn't have to force myself to believe that.
Okazaki. He was looking down at me, and I met his eyes, not turning away. I don't have to understand you to love you. I'll be worthy of your trust. I'm really happy to hear you say that, but everyone's got doubts sometimes. I think it's all right to feel that way.
You really think so? I don't really think it's a good thing to have doubts.
You're a perfectionist when it comes to the oddest things. So am I.
Huh?
There are lots of times when I wonder if I really should trust you.
That doesn't make me feel better.
Okazaki suddenly made a very pitiable face, and I giggled. But every time I feel that way, I try really hard to believe in you and to have you believe in me. So, if you ever feel unsure of yourself, you can always trust me. He still looked uncertain, so I tried to say it more convincingly. There are times when people aren't sure whether or not they should trust, or they feel confused after putting their trust in someone else. But once it happens enough times, they'll overcome that doubt and eventually understand each other, just like we do.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm still wondering whether I should give you a piece of my mind.
Eh? Did I do something to make you upset again? Just tell me. I want to know.
It's about earlier when that drunk man was hitting on me. You called me your wife. It didn't feel like you were using that line for the first time. I suddenly turned away from him, deliberately sulking. Oh my god, are we having a dumb jealous moment? I mean, look, sometimes jealousy happens and you're like, it's stupid, but I feel it. Like, it's an emotion that you can't really control sometimes. But there are other times where you could, like this. Like, wow, I just want you to know, I felt a little jealous when you said that. Like, okay, but he's doing it for his job, and like, you could ask, and you could be like, I don't know why I felt jealous, and I know it's irrational, but she's like, ugh, how dare you say, I feel like she's just getting more upset about it than she should be instead of thinking logically about it and being like, I felt jealous when you said that and it bothered me, but I realized that, like, it's irrational for me to feel this way. I can still ask you and be like, hey, do you mind not saying that about every woman you come across? Because it makes me feel weird. Oh, yeah, sure, okay. I'll think up another lie. Or, like, if he happens to do it, be okay with it. Like, you know what I mean? But I feel like we're going to have a stupid discussion about this, and it's going to be kind of like, really? Seriously? It's, again, jealousy is a natural emotion. It happens. You can't control it. Okay? It's going to happen. You're like, oh, I feel jealous. But the way you react to it and handle it, that you have control over.
Oh, it was just the fastest way to get rid of him. And it worked out in the end, right? You're almost my wife anyway.
But I don't know that for sure, do I? This is the stupidest argument. Okazaki went quiet for a moment, searching for a reply.
I hope I'm not getting the wrong idea, but are you jealous?
Yeah, and we're being stupid about it. Yes.
What? But that goes both ways, you know. There was that thing with Sayeki before.
That's why I wasn't sure whether to bring it up. I know it's childish. Okay. But we didn't need to bring it up. I feel like this was a pointless conversation. I knew this was all in my head and I was making a mountain out of a molehill, but a part of me had still wanted to bring it up. The thought that he would have come to any girl's rescue with a similar line just made me feel upset. Again, I get it. I get them kind of putting it in there like, okay, because that's part of her, like, psychology. Like, oh, it kind of bugged me when he said that. And I could kind of see her saying something to him like, you know, yeah, it made me feel a little jealous because I feel like you say that about a lot of people and I don't want you to say other girls are your wife. Like, you know, I kind of understand that, but I just feel like the way the conversation is going is like poorly written. And I don't know if it's just poorly translated or it was just poorly written to begin with. But it just sounds like, I know it's childish and I didn't want to bring it up because you bring up Sayeki and like whatever, but like it bothered me. You're getting to what you're trying to say is like, yeah, I feel like, have you used that excuse before? Yeah, it's the easiest way to get rid of them. It makes me feel a little jealous because I'm just imagining you calling other women your wife and I feel jealous because I want to be the only person that's that important to you. I know it's stupid, but so I get what she's saying, but it's just worded so poorly and just makes her seem like a fucking little baby about it. And you're like, could you just stop being a little whiny bitch? Like, again, I get the emotion behind it. The way she's communicating it is just poorly done. And it makes her seem like really like seriously? Use your words, woman. I don't know. I don't know. Plus, it's kind of like, I feel like it's forced into just like, oh, we gotta have a conversation here. So let's kind of throw that in there when we're not talking about this. And we could have a nice little conversation about what he did and trusting us to take care of ourselves, that kind of thing. Okay, that makes a point. But then this is just kind of out there and like, I mean, I guess the point is like we're trying to communicate to him that like, oh, I really like the idea when you call me your wife. She should have been like, oh my God, when you call me your wife, it stopped my heart a little bit, you know. But, you know, I was a little jealous thinking you might say that about other women. Oh, it's the fastest way to get rid of him, but it's cute that you're jealous. And you know you're the only one I think about that way. There you go. Way done. Done way better. And that was just some bullshit I threw out. You know what I mean? But it doesn't make her sound like a whiny little bitch. I don't know.
I'm sorry, Spacey. I'm happy to take complaints like that anytime.
See, I knew that's how you would react. Seeing him play it off with a smile as usual, I grew exasperated and thrust a finger at him. And again, she's like, nitpick, I don't understand this. I'm sure I don't need to tell you this, mister, but you'd better not be trotting that routine out for any pretty face that needs rescuing. Okay. I get this joking around, teasing him a little bit. Okay. I won't. Probably. You know, when we first met, one of the first things out of your mouth was that I was cute. And it's not as if I liked you back then either. But you are cute. We're like getting mad at him for the weirdest shit right now. Have you said that to anyone else?
Before we started dating?
Yeah, probably.
I'll choose my words more carefully.
Promise. I mean, I get it. Because if your boyfriend's going around, she's cute, she's hot, she's pretty, wow, this is my wife. Like, hello? The fuck? My chopped liver? I get it, but at the same time, I feel like it's coming out of fucking nowhere. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like they're trying to force some kind of tension when there really wasn't any. The tension would be, oh my God, he needs to protect us, and you need to trust me that I can protect myself, and that's where the tension is. You don't need this forced jealousy tension. Because it just seems... just jam that in there. Did you need that? As long as you know better. I nodded in satisfaction now that Okazaki looked genuinely distressed, and it just came out of nowhere, and it was like quickly... I don't know. Seeing my reaction, Okazaki smiled. Then his expression turned serious. It's like a sour Skittle just jammed in the regular bag of Skittles, and you're like, okay, it's nice food. Ah, what the fuck is this? Like, it just doesn't fit.
Well, now you know what I'm like. But I just want to say that I don't think you should so easily trust everything about me. Because I'm going to try my best so that you can trust me even more.
It's actually more like a Skittle in a cookie. You know, cookies are sweet, Skittles are sweet, but Skittles don't belong in fucking cookies. That's fucking weird. What the hell is that shit? It's like a Skittle in the middle of an M&M cookie, you know? Like, what the fuck is this? Because you're like, what? Oh, gross. No, weird, right? So. Oh, they actually do a CG with her in her dress. Cute.
I swear to you right here, you're more important to me than anyone in the world. No matter how much time passes, my heart will belong only to you.
Oh my god, that dress is really fucking pretty. Bravo. I didn't think we'd get to see her in her dress. He's in a standard uniform. He was probably supposed to be in a fancier one, but it's still a pretty... He really does have good CGs. Can I just tell you, his CGs are really fucking good. He's not my favorite character, but fuck, his CGs are good.
I don't know. Can I trust you? I'll make it so that you will.
The light from the buildings lit up his profile in an ethereal way. His lips touched my hand like a knight making an oath to his mistress. She also looks really great without the fucking jellyfish hair. Like, her hair up like this, it looks great.
To tell the truth, I'm kind of a coward. I'm afraid to change myself. Afraid to gain anything or lose anything. And I'm sure I'll make more mistakes in the future. I know that I'm not the kind of person that changes easily, so it'll probably cause more trouble for you down the line.
I thought it was very like him not to say that he would change himself, or that he would erase his own faults. He knew his own failings, and I loved that about him.
But I still won't let go of your hand. I want to think long and hard about what it'll take for you to stay with me. So please, don't let me go.
I heard him say something like this before. You know, that CG just kind of actually reminds me that, like, we have a lot of games where, like, you know, the heroine is supposed to be, oh, she's cute. She's super cute and adorable. And they're cute. And somebody's like, oh, she looks really pretty, but they're cute. I kind of want one where we have, like, an MC that looks like that. Like, she looks pretty damn good. Like, she's beautiful. Like her fancy dress. And that's what I want. I don't want an MC who's like, I'm cute and a little derpy. No, I want that powerful fucking woman in control. Like, I'm a fucking queen, bitch. Or I rule this fucking, like, the mafia boss woman. Like, you know what I mean? But we've always got to be like the little, like, side waif who's like, oh, I need the men to rescue me. I get it. But, like, you know what I mean? I kind of want the powerful, dominating woman MC where the men still have to, like, oh, yeah, because your job is to protect my ass from getting shot. Yeah, okay, you're going to have to protect me. Cool. But in times, I can still protect myself, but maybe I'm acting a little more like, I'm letting you do your job. I can't always kick ass all the time. And we do have MCs like that where I can kick ass, but I do need them to jump in and help me because, like, I can't do this all myself. Cool. We work together. I like that. But I really just want the more, instead of her being like, oh, hi, I'm giggly and I'm cute, to be like, oh my God, you're gorgeous. Yeah. And I don't even mean, like, mature, like, she's got to be, like, 40. I mean, like, you can still be, like, in your mid-20s and be like, yeah, nope, my parents died. I'm, like, the fucking mafia boss. I'm, like, the dawn of this fucking mafia now. I control everything. And, like, you know, maybe you got that love interest who's like, yeah, what, a woman can't do this, and I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. Yeah, I want that. I want the powerful MC. I want to make the men my bitches. Yeah, that's what it is. Because in these, oh, the men always have to protect you, and you're so innocent. Even when you can kick ass, it's still like they're saving your ass, and you're still a little pathetic. All of our MCs are like that. Like, they're great. I love her. She's sassy. But we're all a little pathetic in a way. I mean, every human being's a little pathetic in a way, okay? But every once in a while, we're like, oh, I tripped and fell off a cliff. Oh, dear God. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, you know what I mean? So they're always a little like, oh, I'm embarrassed by everything. Oh, I'm a little innocent and adorable. You know? And in the male games where it's like, oh, I get to fuck all these chicks with big tits. They're all like that. It's like, do we ever have powerful, like, commanding women? That's what I need. I need a little more like, she's going to kick your ass and they're going to be our bitches instead of we're the little bitch half the time. I'm sorry, I want that. You know, maybe make it a pirate one, because we don't have enough pirate Atobe games. Where's the pirate one? I want to be the pirate sea captain. And all the men are working under us, literally. I'm just saying. Like a steampunk pirate game? Yes! Somebody call me! I'll give you the fucking ideas. I'll give you the ideas, you write it out, you get some beautiful art, I'll approve it. Yeah, here we go. Work with me, I got the ideas. I got the fucking ideas. I got good ones. I just need someone else to do all the rest of the work, because I ain't got that. Look, my brain can think of the ideas, but my hands and the rest of me can't make it happen. There's a disconnect between the idea center of my brain and the functioning human section of my brain. It's disappointing. Anyway, just saying. Stay close to me, no matter what, okay? They were the same words that he'd said to me last year when he said that I was crucial. It was the kind of thing a child would say while clutching a newly found treasure, showing both his happiness but also his anxiety. But now, for some reason, those words sounded completely different. They were a pure message that conveyed his feelings. I don't just want to protect you and shield you from danger. I want to understand you, to touch you, to know you, and for you to do the same with me. Well, that sounds like a fun evening. I want to protect your heart. All right, I'll protect you too. She's showing shoulder, basically, in that dress, because she's wearing gloves, so. Oh my god, her shoulders! It's even more scandalous than the wrists! Then he firmly pulled me into his chest and embraced me. I felt his arms tighten around me, and his warmth flow into my body. Okay, like, all of his CGs are great, but nothing tops Sasuzuka's, like, end CG. You know, that one that just popped out of nowhere? 4:26, 8:39 p.m. So I'm just really wondering what Okazaki's is gonna be, because his CGs are, like, fucking good. A failed terrorist attack on the ambassador from the South Nile Republic soon dominated the news. A few days later, the media frenzy had begun to die down. Ooh. Hoshino, I am so sorry for leaving. Forgive me, Hoshino. Sakuragawa and Mukai had invited me out to the pub with them as an apology. Okay, come on, bring our bitches on. Look, you can raise your heads now. I don't think you've done anything that you need to apologize for. Work is what it is, and I was happy to fill in for Mukai. Oh, I love our ladies. Our girlfriends. Best girlfriends. But there was almost a terrorist attack, right? I broke out in a cold sweat when I heard the news. The media's playing up the story. Nothing really happened on the scene. Okay, I mean, an SP officer put an end to the threat right away, so... I smiled placatingly, ordered a drink, and started eating my agadashi tofu? Agadashi. I don't know why I was reading it adagashi. I switched the D and the G and I was like, that's wrong. And I had to pause and like let my brain sort that out. I don't know why. At first, I was worried that my friends were going to drown themselves in alcohol out of guilt, but we soon returned to our usual rhythm. I did want to go to that party though. If only I didn't have all this damn work to do. So did you spot any good romantic prospects? I didn't really talk to anyone, but you did, right, Sakuragawa? Yeah, I met a few guys that I'd at least have coffee with. But I don't think it's gonna work. I can't pretend to be someone I'm not. It's probably best to avoid relationships where you know you'll eventually have to explain what you're really like. That's probably true. If you found a man that you liked, but you had to put on an act to land him, at some point you're going to slip into your true nature, and that might just end up being a giant waste of time that you'll both regret. Right? I get tired of walking on eggshells just trying to live as some fake persona all the time. Why'd I do it? Every single day we play these games. Yeah, exactly! Also, that happens with age, too. You know, in your 20s, you're like, yeah, no, I'm trying to put my best foot forward, and then you get to a certain point and you're like, fuck it, I don't care. It's the benefit of age. Look, the creaky joints and the, I slept weird and my body hurts for 3 days. Back problems, hip problems, knee problems, just joint problem. That sucks. Okay, that sucks. I'd say gray hair sucks, but like, since my hair is like pink, purple, whatever color, I don't notice the 2 gray hairs that I have, and, yeah, unfortunately, well, fortunately for me, gray hair is takes a long time to come in my family. Like, my dad wasn't that gray. My mom's 70 and is, like, kind of graying now. I mean, she's got a lot more gray hair, but, like, it took her a long time. She was not like some people are gray in their 20s, so, like, I don't have to worry about that. And it's not that big of a deal. Because when your hair goes gloriously white, it's easier to dye it pink. You don't have to bleach it first. I'm just saying there's benefits. But the wrinkles, the sagging, the body pain, it's worth it in a way for the like, I don't give a fuck. I can say what I want. I don't care anymore. The no more fucks giving. It's great. It's so much better. Anyway, so I guess it was just the wrong place for you to meet people.
Tell me about it. I doubt I'd ever find someone right for me at a hoity-toity cocktail party. I gotta find myself a man who doesn't mind seeing me gnawing on some chicken bones while I down another beer.
I fucking love her. I really fucking do. Andy's got to understand your work. A man who understands that you have to lose beauty sleep on a graveyard shift and doesn't chide you for it. I feel like that's a personal attack at Shiraishi for saying something to her that has made her angry years later. Well, I definitely agree with the part about work, at least.
Oh, right? Speaking of coworkers, your boyfriend's in the SP, isn't he? Okazaki, was it? Have you thought about marrying him?
We haven't really planned that far ahead yet. We've only been dating for like 4 months. We've only been dating for about 4 months. Here we go. We've only been dating for about 4 months, so that conversation probably won't happen for... Soft! You're too soft, Hoshino! Nukai suddenly thumped the table with her pint glass and pointed a finger at my nose. I really enjoy her. She was pretty deep into her cups by now. I forgot how much I fucking love her and just how fucking insane this bitch is. I love her to death. Listen up, girl. Love is about passion, and passion doesn't last forever. This is the time for action. If you just wait for the early sparks to fizzle out, he'll be out the door before you know it.
Yeah, I guess. If you start getting too comfortable and complacent about dating the guy, he'll start to lose interest.
After 4 months. Oh my God. No wonder why men think bitches are crazy. Like, Jesus Christ, it's been 4 months. Let's get married. Again, when you get to a certain age, you're like, I ain't got all the time in the world. We met. You turn into The Sims, right? Where you're like, I just met you, so this is good, right? We're having fun. It's been like 2 weeks. You want to just get married and get this over with? Because I'm too fucking old. Like, it's either this or I'm just going to start adopting cats. Okay, cool. But, like, when you're young, you're like, whoa, we got years. We got years. Like... Even when you're old, when you see people in their 20s, like, I'm 22, we've known each other for like a whole year, and we got married. Excuse me, whoa, slow it down! Slow it down! And then you get to a certain point with somebody who was like 50 is like, yeah, we just met yesterday, we're getting married tomorrow. Yeah, no, sounds about right. Like, the older you get, the shorter time you have, and you have to compress everything. But in our 20s, 4 months, oh my God, no, we don't need to think about marriage right fucking now. We're not dead. Jesus.
Don't take your relationship for granted unless you want him to take you for granted.
It could certainly happen. Like maybe you roll off the couch while you're having a great nap and then he'll suddenly step on you and say, oh, you were there? I didn't realize. Imagine that. She has had some shit. This woman, I feel like she's like my spirit animal because she's like, my whole life is a mess. She's very dramatic. Fucking love her. I'd prefer to avoid that. Well, I did yearn to have a relationship where we could take being together for granted. Mikai's overly specific imagery was far too unpleasant. In fact, has he ever acted like he's taken you for granted before?
You're more important to me than anyone in the world, and no matter how much time passes, my heart will belong only to you. I want to think long and hard about what it'll take for you to stay with me. So please, don't let me go.
No?
Your face says he has.
I don't know, that sounds really nice and romantic to me. That means he's taking me for granted? No, of course not.
Then why don't you bait him and see how he reacts?
Because that's crazy. Don't take advice from this game. It's crazy. Everyone in this is fucking crazy. I love them, but they're all fucking crazy.
I expect a long and detailed report.
A positive one, I hope. These two are totally enjoying giving me grief. We're, I think, the only person that is not completely insane in this. After that, the spirited discussion about my love life went on for some time. I love all the characters. And I love that they're insane, but marriage. When I got home, I dropped my purse on the floor and flopped down on my bed. Perhaps my friend's provocations had gotten to me because I couldn't stop thinking about it. Does Okazaki even want to get married? He always acted so detached from the world, so it was hard to imagine that he'd considered it. Although he was very possessive, so maybe he did have some strong feelings on the subject. Married life, huh? In the morning, I'd wake up and Okazaki would already be waiting for me with a mug of hot coffee. He'd fall asleep early at night, and I'd have to lay out the futon and move him onto it. He'd try his best to help me out with household chores, even though he was bad at them. I'd cook lots of different foods for him, and we'd look at each other every day with such happy... Wait, what am I fantasizing about? Standard shit. Sounds like a Tuesday. Would a day ever come where I could expect those rose-tinted scenes to actually happen? Hello, this is Hoshino. Spacey, sorry, did I catch you in the middle of something? No, I wasn't imagining married life with you. No, I'm fine. How are you doing? You sound kind of tired. Isn't that obvious? Yeah, I'm actually a little busy now, but I'll be okay. I could tell from his voice that he was smiling. He was far away. I could hear him talking, but he was somewhere terribly far. Too far for me to reach. Before I knew it, I had turned those thoughts into spoken words. Okazaki, do you want to come over to my place for dinner? I'm going to wrap this part up here because we are at a good place. 4:28, 1:12 p.m. There we go, and I read that, so... I think Mochita might be the only uncrazy person in this, but we don't know what his home life is like. He might be crazy because he's so in love with his wife, and that just seems so far-fetched. You're like, really? Totally, absolutely adore your wife and your 2 kids, and you can't wait to get home to them? Because that doesn't sound normal. Because usually it's like, oh, well, my wife takes care of the kids, and oh my god, I've been in quarantine for 2 days and had to stay with them, and I really need to get back into the building, even though, you know, it's going to kill me to do it, and we might all get coronavirus, but got to do it because I can't stand there near my wife and kids. Well, maybe you shouldn't have had them, assholes. What, that's just personal experience. Everybody getting all fucking, like, psycho needing to go back to work. Because you can't handle staying at home with your family? Shouldn't have had one then. I'm just saying. Permanent commitment. You had those kids. You gotta deal with those kids. And not anybody else's problem but yours. And then you're gonna send your germy little bastards to school to go pick up some shit and then bring it to work. And I'm gonna get sick and die because you just can't stay home with your family? Just saying. Fuck. Just makes me mad. Fucking Americans. We're all assholes. Anyway. But so Mochita might be fucking crazy because he actually loves his wife and kids. I don't know. Just saying. But yeah, so I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.